Hey class, just wanted to give you an update about this week. So what you should see in the news feed is this week's work. Just wanted to give you a heads up that I do know in Hastings, Prince Edward, in Limestone and KPR that the 25th of November is a PA day. So that is why I have just put on there, read and make notes. You should catch up on any work if you have the opportunity that is missing or that you're behind on. But realizing this is a PA day, I try to keep it light. For anyone else, just making sure that you are catching up on any missed work if you do have a class day that particular day. So I just wanted to explain what exactly we are doing this week and what I want you to do, because it's a little bit extra and what I was talking about in here. So number one, if we were to go into Unit 3, Activity 2, where we are working this week, is that the information down here, after looking at all these examples of poems, there's a discussion right there. And again, this discussion link was broken. It didn't lead into anywhere. So you need to go into, if I was to flip back here, go into discussions and look for the I Hear You link. I'm just going to show you where that is right now, just while we're on it. So scrolling down to Unit 3, and it is right there. So you can enter into the discussion right there. Okay, so let's get back. After doing that, we are scrolling down and we are looking at various forms of poetry, different poets, and I'm going to edit this a little bit, that we don't need to look at a brief account as to an art, craft, or career. I guess you can include some of that. There was a discussion that specified that specific. So you don't necessarily need to put in this particular part because I had taken out the discussion that it was a part of. If you leave that out, that's totally fine. And so you are going to be given a poet and you're researching them and looking up this information. So let's go back to the main page and we're going to go to the news feed because that's where I'm keeping most of the information. All right. So starting today, and then it's due on Thursday, and I haven't put it in the calendar. You'll see that show up in just a minute. What you're going to do is, for the researching poets, you're looking up that information. I have given you a poet name. Now, looking at the poet that you have beside you, if for whatever reason you're having trouble with that poet or you would like to switch out, I also wanted to make sure that you saw that there is a Google Doc there that everyone should be able to access. I'm just going to show you how I do that. So when I open up share, I click on this. It sometimes says restricted. It'll look like that if you first open it. And I make sure anyone with the link can view it, and then I copy the link. Down here at the bottom, I have some extra options. So I put extra options. I separated it from these. I put them in, it's not bolded. You can choose from one of these 7 authors if you would so choose. If you don't want to do Amanda Gorman, then you can do Thomas Hardy. You can choose one of the other ones. All you need to do is communicate with me that you would like to switch authors. So say you're pretty good with the author, you're going to do Sylvia Plath, which Eden, if you do Sylvia Plath, we'll be studying some Plath poetry in Unit 3, Activity 3. So we're looking through and we're figuring out which of these poets is the one that we want. So here's the link to the Google Doc. Here's a picture of that list. So you're going to do some research on that poet, looking up for the information that you saw here in the assignment. And you're going to do 2 things with it. Number one, you're going to go to the collaborative slideshow, and I'm going to show you my example that I did for Wab Canoe. So in here, you're going to put in a just slide or information that you included into the Dropbox about your poet, And then you're going to just put that information into slide form so that we've got a collaborative slide of all the different poets. And so I chose Wab Kinew. And so using all that information from here, I did some research and then I copied and pasted it into here. Okay, so I summarized a lot of it. And it's pretty limited to things I wanted you to know about him, some of his poetry, and even a music video, because he had a career before he was a politician and representative of the Indigenous communities, that he was a poet and rapper. So that's one of the key things. So just in looking at this, you're going to create a new slide, insert, or slide, sorry, new slide, and you're going to create one based on your poet, just so that we can all see the different poets that we're looking at and find out a little bit about all the different poets. That's the sole purpose of this. The other thing that you're going to do is that you're going to hand it in into the assignment box as well. So you can make it a Google Doc. It doesn't have to be a slide. You can actually make it a slide and then copy and paste that, a picture of it, a snapshot into a Google Doc or a document and hand that in, whatever you want to do. But I just wanted to show you that there's the two things that you need to do for this particular assignment. And I've given you all week in which to work on these, because I know there's some work from the week previous that you might want to get done in addition to this. So those are the really important parts. I also wanted to make sure that in that slideshow you include MLA citation for all your research. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out.